this. You go to a party and a friend hands you a small piece of paper and you put it on your tongue. You begin to feel weightless, as if in a dreamlike state, and your world is opened up to you. What is this substance? Well, it is LSD-25, a Schedule I drug that is illegal in the US and can be taken orally, intravenously, ocularly, and intramuscularly. This is a semi-synthetic drug of the ergoline family. LSD-25 is best known for its psychedelic effects and its role in counterculture in the 1960s. During this speech, I'll be going over some history behind LSD-25, as well as the drug's effects on the user. So before I go into the effects and the components of the drug, I'd like to review just a little bit of history about it. Albert Hofmann was a Swiss scientist best known for synthesizing LSD-25, accidentally ingesting it, and thus learning of its effects. After graduating with a degree in chemistry from the University of Zurich, Hofmann began working at Sandoz Laboratories in Basel. While working in the pharmaceutical chemical department, he began to study the plant squill and the fungus ergot. While working with the chemical substances, he researched lysergic acid derivatives. This led to Hofmann first synthesizing the drug LSD-25 on November 16, 1938. This synthesis originally was to obtain stimulant for circulatory and respiratory systems that had no effect on the uterus. The substance was dormant for about 5 years until Albert decided to re-examine it on April 15, 1943, the day that Albert Hofmann accidentally ingested LSD while synthesizing it. Oops. He described the experience as a pleasant experience, and it expanded his imagination and put him in a dreamlike state. And this led him to intentionally ingest the drug, about 250 micrograms of it just a few days later, on April 19th, 1943, which is thus the first known intentional acid trip. Because of Albert Hofmann, LSD-25 was synthesized and its psychedelic effects were known. So now that we know how LSD-25 came to be, we can go into some more facts about the drug's effects. So there are 3 types of effects of the drug. That's physical, psychedelic, psychological, and sensory. We'll go over physical effects first. The drug LSD-25 is not considered to be addictive, but tolerance is built up by regular use. Some physical effects of LSD include pupil dilation, wakefulness, and increased appetite. Others which could result from psychological effects are numbness, weakness, nausea, heart rate increase, jaw clenching, perspiration, and saliva and mucus production and tremors. There are many psychological effects, and that's what LSD-25 is best known for. The psychological effects of LSD-25 are unique and vary from person to person, and these psychological effects are known as an acid trip. Now, trips may vary based on the person, the environment that they're in, and the dose that they are taking. And many users have commented on this, on their acid trips, and said that a good trip can cause changes in personality and life perspective, as well as experience of radiant colors and geometric patterns, a rippled movement of objects, morphing objects, and a loss of a sense of identity and expansion of time. So it really does expand the user's imagination, put them in almost a dreamlike state. If a person is not prepared for the trip, though, or is in a hostile environment, he or she may experience a bad trip. Sensory effects are the last that we'll cover, and LSD causes the user's senses to be altered, as well as emotions, time, memory, and awareness. The senses that are most affected by this drug are sight, hearing, and touch. Now, any touch that's felt during an acid trip is very intensified. As far as sight goes, within 30 to 90 minutes after ingestion, the user may have an illusion of movement of stationary objects, surfaces, intensification of colors. And as far as hearing, there's a distortion of sounds and a change in perception, overall perception. So overall, LSD-25 is a unique drug, and once it was synthesized and its effects were discovered, users began to feel its psychedelic effects in the form of acid trips. So the next time you're handed that tab of acid at a party, just ask yourself if you're ready for it.